left-hand side. The most recent production to utilize Soundstage 14 was the dramatic retelling of The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. That's called Bel-Air, starring Jabari Banks and Ollie Charlatan. Executive produced by Will Smith, so we know the show is still mirroring its original intent there. But now, Jabari Banks is playing Will Smith in the show. Soundstage 14 is where the Bel-Air Academy was built. But Soundstage 14 also home to some classic Universal pictures like Jurassic Park. The scene where the kids are sleeping in the tree with Dr. Alan Grant and the Brachiosaurus sneezes on them, that was inside Soundstage 14. Some of you are like, wait, whoa, Anna, wasn't that on an island off the coast of Costa Rica? That was inside Soundstage 14, where we can keep the lighting consistent for as long as we need. Out in the real world, you're limited to a certain amount of daylight. You can't get as much filming done. In a soundstage, you can keep everything the same for however long you need. Soundstage 14 was also used by Ron Howard for Apollo 13, where they built their mission control. They went down to NASA. NASA said, you can use real mission control. But as they were walking around, they realized that NASA didn't quite have enough space for them. So they could come here to the soundstage, build things a little bit larger than they would be in real life. On your right-hand side, we have some more soundstages, Soundstages 18 and 19, which have been used by quite a few television shows. Universal not only has had pictures, of course, TV, and Superstore, one of our big shows from the early 19-teens into towards 2020, starring Academy Award nominee America Ferrera. A lot of those sets were built here on the studio lot in the front lot, brought on over into the sound stages just on your right-hand side. Soundstage 19 has been used quite a lot by Ted Danson for all 4 seasons of The Good Place. We won't see Ted Danson out here, but you will see Ted drinking on your left-hand side. Now, Ted is celebrating getting his own show on Peacock this year. Executive produced and directed by Seth MacFarlane. Ted is standing in front of what we call our production bungalows. And the production bungalows are home to some of Hollywood's top writers, directors, producers. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, 7 Bucks Productions was here for a while. We also have Jordan Peele's Monkey Paw Productions. They brought us Get Out, Us, and Nope. Coming up on your left-hand side in this first set of bungalows, you're going to see a parking spot that says Kevin Williamson. Kevin Williamson is the creator of the Scream franchise. He's doing a lot of his work out of Universal Pictures here. A lot of our production bungalows here in the early days of our filmmaking history, though, were used as permanent dressing rooms for contract players. So actors like Doris Day, Rock Hudson, they would utilize these in between scenes, sometimes overnight if you were filming very late. Mary Tyler Moore used these bungalows in the 1960s when she had a 5-picture deal with us, and she was the first woman to wear pants on screen for a TV, paving the way for women every day to wear the pants. Now coming up on your left, we're going to see Bungalow 5195. That is the historic bungalow that belonged to Mr. Alfred Hitchcock, the master of suspense. He was producing his TV show, The Birds, Marnie, and Hitchcock Presents, all out of the studio here. Next on your left, we're going to be passing our last set of sound stages on the front lot. We've got 25 and 26. 25 is currently home to Lopez vs. Lopez, which is a multi-camera sitcom. The first show to use multiple cameras was I Love Lucy, and they incorporated a live studio audience to really get the reactions, and the method stuck. So that's what we have today in our multi-camera sitcom format. Next door on the right-hand side to 25 is Soundstage 26.
HBO도 유니버셜 거였네.
Alright team, I just had to go off microphone for a moment because if you saw those red lights that were spinning on Soundstage 26, it meant they were filming. The show filming inside 26 is a show called St. Denis Medical. The interior of St. Denis Medical Center is built inside Soundstage 26. The exterior is here across our Central Park area, the entrance to the emergency room. So the exterior is here on the back lot, the interior in the soundstage. Just around the corner though, we are about to see the most recognizable sets on the lot here. The courthouse from Back to the Future.
Used to create Hill Valley and the Back to the Future films.
And they represented multiple time periods, 1985, 1955, and the far, far distant future, 2015. To this day, this is one of the most popular sets on the Universal Studio Tour.
We had a lot of fun making those films here on the lot. I wonder what it'd be like to go back to those days. If only we had a time machine.
Hey everybody, do you think we can get this tram up to 88 miles per hour? See you in the future.
I think we're probably really close. Oh, hi, Katie Z. And Hannah. Hello, Hannah. We've got some VIP groups out here. Now, the courthouse looked a little bit different because it is getting ready for TED Season 2. So you may have noticed it said it said John Hancock High School up there. That's where Ted goes to school. And right around the corner, our New York Street here can look like downtown Boston for the TED show. But we call this New York Street as it looks most closely like New York City. If you look up and down the street, you're going to notice both ends of the street curve. That's called forced perspective, and it's going to give us the illusion that it just keeps going. The street is a lot longer and more continuous than it really is. Now, this was New York in Captain America, the First Avenger, because we are one big rental facility, so any movie studio can utilize these sets here. Marvel came out for the sequence in Captain America. It is 1940s New York, and Chris Evans is chasing the Hydra agents down this very street, running on top of the taxi cabs. And they had to make everything look like it belonged in the 1940s. So any buildings that didn't look like they belonged in that time period, they could cover with scaffolding. This has been more than New York though. It was Baltimore, Maryland, and Hairspray Live. It was Chicago in the Blues Brothers, where they dropped a car from a crane. It was London in the Fast and Furious Presents Hobbs and Shaw, as well as Austin Powers, The Spy Who Shagged Me. The set decoration and set design is really going to transform the way these sets look, however you may need. But we're going to head on out of the concrete jungle for now, so that we can visit the real jungle on Skull Island. You won't need your 3D glasses just yet, but hold on to them. And do continue to remain seated throughout our whole experience